Okay, so we are talking about the biggest movie probably of the year. There's no spoilers. Don't worry. We're not giving anything away about Avengers Endgame.
Yeah,
So-
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, JD hasn't seen it yet.
I haven't
Krista
seen
has
it.
not seen it.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Jake saw it. I've seen it. Producer Jim hasn't seen it yet at the time of recording this. We're not
About
giving anything
50-50,
away.
yeah. No spoilers.
So you're
Yeah.
totally safe.
No
You can
LaShawn.
listen along. Don't worry about it. But we are going to talk about the impact of this movie culturally because it is a big deal. And just to put some context here, as of last Sunday morning, Endgame grossed $1.2 billion with a B dollars worldwide. About $330 million in China. U.S. it made over $300 million. And then
If that much money flew off the back of a truck, I would not give it back.
not give it back
No.
whatsoever. I'd go buy all the vegan burgers. You can't. You can buy a
Keep
lot
it.
of vegan burgers. 1.25
Lots
billion.
of Impossible Burgers.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And so it's currently number 18 of all time. This is an opening weekend record previously held by The Fate of the Furious. And over the last 11 billion, over the last 11 years of the Marvel Disney
For the dinosaurs,
mashup, they have collectively brought in over $20 billion. And I want to give you guys some current box office records. So the top five, number 5, Jurassic World at 1.67 billion. Number 4, Avengers Infinity War at 2.4 billion. And number 3, Star Wars The Force Awakens at 2.06 billion. Number 2, Titanic at 2.18 billion. And number 1 is
Avatar.
at 2.78.
That blows me away that that's still number
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
Me
It was
too.
great. I mean,
No,
it
it
was
wasn't
fun to watch.
No, let's not kid ourselves. Avatar
was
is
fun
the
to
most
watch.
It was fun to
Yeah.
watch.
rated movie I've ever seen.
But why? But
Pocahontas and Dances with Wolves and Aliens.
it didn't get that much hype though, so I don't understand how it got. Was it all here in the U.S.? It must have been a global thing.
Maybe.
It had to be.
And they had the 3D version, but that still blows me away that that's number one.
James Cameron was riding off the high of Titanic, and they just put some CGI. So we're gonna get into the main question here in a moment, but I have a
hates
trivia
Avatar.
question for you.
Okay.
In light of box
Bring it.
office grossing,
Box
when you adjust for inflation, what's the highest grossing movie of all time?
Oh,
Oh, let me guess.
Yeah, what do y'all think?
just for inflation?
Of all time,
All time.
You would think Titanic would be up there still.
It's close. It's
Yeah.
I looked. It is. I think it's like
gonna
number 3
go-
years up in of all
it's
time.
not Titanic though.
It's not Titanic.
Empire. Let's see. Empire Strikes Back.
Star Wars is on the list.
But not number
Not
one.
a Star Wars movie?
Nope.
Oh, that was going to be my guess too.
It's not Space Jam.
Please tell me it's not.
It's a deep cut. Y'all ready for it?
Yeah.
Shawshank Redemption.
Gone with the Wind.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow! Off the
Are
cuff.
you serious?
100% right. Gone with the Wind.
Holy
Back
crap.
in like 30 whatever it came out.
Yeah.
I'm really choked up because I love Gone with the Wind.
Oh,
And the
yes.
whiskey went down the wrong pipe. But it brought in $393 million, which inflation over
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it bring in $393 million when it came out?
yes,
Or just
when it came out.
when it came out? Seriously.
So adjusting for inflation.
Not like to date. It's brought in $393 million.
Today, if you adjust, it's 3.7 billion.
That's insane.
What it's worth. That's and so
There you go.
Okay.
that's the record holder of all time.
I've never seen
There
it.
you
It's
go.
Gone with the Wind because it was like bringing in buku amounts of money at a time where people didn't really have money. And
Right.
It was like the first
There
movie
you go.
color or something. I don't know, but
Was it in color originally?
who knows?
I don't remember.
Frankly,
I saw it.
I don't give a damn. Wherever
Yeah.
it plays.
Oh, good play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good play.
But the real question I want to get into in light of Avengers is, I mean, this movie is going to kill it. So, A, how much money do you think it's going to bring in when all's said and done? And B, why is it so important to our culture? I have thoughts, but obviously you guys are a guest, so I want to kick it
Yeah.
over to you.
I don't know.
What do you think?
That's very. You're getting very philosophical on these questions of why it's so
For
important to
all
our
the BS
culture.
that we throw out on
Yes.
the show, we try to give a little
Try
bit
to
of
give a little substance to this thing. It seems like just the magnitude of the story arc and how all these characters fit in together, and that it's really been it's been really well put together.
Sure.
I mean, they're without giving anything away, they like it's clear in this movie how even some little things in the movies leading up to it were there intentionally and they use those things.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
So it's really great storytelling. And then just
Over
the
the
good
years.
versus bad, the old, all of the, normal cliche things that seem to recognize, really do, affect our culture. We like it a lot, that there's sense of good and bad and
Sure.
The
so
story elements really resonate.
really resonate.
But you're right. It is artful, artistically creative.
Sure.
They've been able to, over all those years, like piece together these different movies leading up into this point is a big deal for sure.
It is. I have not been this excited for a film in a long time. And I've not walked out this content from a film in a long time. And I think part of that is, this is the cap on 11 years of films. And exactly to y'all's point, the storytelling never took a back seat, but they also had a chance to do character development. And the number one, I think this is like film study classes in colleges, I think are going to start adopting this as a model. This is why it was successful. So Captain America Civil War and Batman vs. Superman came out the same summer. Captain America Civil War was a fantastic movie. Batman vs. Superman kind of sucked. And part of it, the reason for it is they gave time for these characters to breathe to where I care about the conflict between Iron Man and Captain America. And I feel like I've known these characters for a long time. The other one, I don't really care.
Right.
And I think Avengers Endgame is the culmination of that, where we have literally invested a decade of our lives into these stories and these characters, to where it's so much more than just a cultural flash in the pan. It is iconic, and there will not be another movie like this for a long time.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, in our must have everything now kind of culture and all the binging and all that kind of stuff, they give time for you to really spend time with these characters, get to know them, and be invested, and it picks up momentum.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so I think with each movie it comes out, more people are like, all right, finally, I guess I'll go see this one.
Yeah.
They're not going to end. And once you see one, then you want to keep seeing them. So
Our boys are begging to watch the Endgame, and Jake's like,
I don't
we've
know.
got like 20 movies to watch before we get to that one.
There's a lot of content.
but I'll tell you, that's one of the coolest things is like now that I've got with my boys, it's like, all right, I have like so many movies to watch with them, and we're going to have like all these nights of watching these movies
they're all
leading
great.
up to these things.
Can you enjoy
It's so
Endgame
fun.
without watching all of the other ones? Because that's a question, honestly, from someone who's not as religious as some, as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
can I
you
still enjoy it?
I think they do a good job of explaining the story for people who are casual.
Would it be better to be well versed?
It's fan service.
much better.
If you've been invested in
Just
this,
as a casual fan,
you
I was
walk
curious.
away so satisfied. And
I don't think you can see it without seeing Infinity War. So.
I don't think you're going to appreciate it
you're
as
not
much
gonna-
without seeing
yeah,
Infinity
you're just
War,
not
or
gonna-
the previous
That's fair.
films.
That's fair.
But yeah, I think this movie is really important. And again, like Jay and I are believers, you guys are Christians, and we try not to get too heavy handed on this podcast, but like I remember I've been reading a lot of blogs. We're talking about how like, it's just sacrilegious to really love Endgame this much. And I think like this is silly, because at the end of the day, I agree, Jesus is better than Endgame, but this movie is a cultural expression of artistry at its finest, and that should be celebrated because we should be moving to create better content left and right. And I think that's what Disney and Marvel has captured, is this idea that art should not take a back seat, and that good art will ask good questions and will propel good response. But
Well, and even beyond that, as a believer, any story that really projects the elements of good versus evil and living for higher purpose, like that resonates
yeah,
with my personal
Working
beliefs.
together,
Like that.
being willing to sacrifice
Yeah.
for things.
Yeah, all those things are so biblical at the end of the
I
day.
agree.
So, yeah.
So we're talking about some really important things and important themes here, and now we're going to take a deep dive. And
Well, one second, because you did ask how much money we think it's going to make.
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick,
And-
how much do you think it's going to bring in?
I don't know. I don't think that it's going to eclipse the top 1, 2, or 3 on the list.
I think it does.
you do.
Avatar
think
and
it-
Titanic.
I think it clears
Yeah.
$3 billion.
You think it does?
I think it could knock off Titanic. I don't know about Avatar.
What's the cutoff? Is it Like, what's the cut? Is it 1 week or do they do
Oh, that's good.
All time.
all time?
Already,
Grossing.
it shattered the opening weekend box office record.
So that's our checked off.
Yeah.
And
That's a big
so at
one.
1 point, so the previous record holder was 800 million,
And this one did 1.2.
1.25 billion.
Oh my goodness.
1.2 billion.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I think it's gonna
See,
be
but
3 billion.
I also think that it could have a really strong start and fizzle out
Yeah.
because
But it's getting great
I think,
reviews.
well, yeah, but I also think no one wants it spoiled for them.
Yeah.
And therefore there's a really Titanic, you kind of know how it is.
Wait.
And Avatar, people just saw it for the special effects.
Right. This
Yeah.
one you're really going to see it because you're like, I
out
don't
in line at Titanic.
This ship went.
Oh, no. Sad for multiple reasons.
Beat him up. No. Hey, the ship sinks.
I've already told you this before, but there was a letter that went out to all the parents at my kid's school saying, "Don't let your kids spoil the ending."
Are you for real?
Which is awesome.
Yeah, about the end game. And so
Don't let
we were supposed
producer
to have
Jen go to a
conversations with
movie
our
with
kids
you.
that saw the movies this weekend to say,
Wow.
don't tell your friends the ending, don't spoil anything.
I love that parents are literally having to have conversations with their kids about drugs, strangers, and don't spoil the
Don't
end game.
spoil
Well, it's basically
ending.
like Santa. Like,
Yeah.
that's, it's like,
it
don't
is.
tell your friends about Santa. It's
What
like,
about Santa?
Yes.
yeah, Sean, we'll have that conversation later.
Yeah, I predict it clears 3 billion. I think it
Okay.
takes number
Yeah.
one in the box office.
You make a strong case. I had forgotten the numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll see. I mean, we'll know soon
Yeah.
enough. But it's clearly off to a great start.
No doubt.